Tonight, an animal rescue unlike any other.
150 dogs living in the desert with a homeless family. Jason Berry shows us the conditions they were living in and how exactly they were found.
This is one of the 150 dogs that was just found living in the desert off US 60 and Happy Valley Road. A family that had lost their home during the pandemic was taking care of them with makeshift tents and tarps and whatever else they could find.
It's the kind of thing you might see in a third world country, a campground full of trash and debris and dozens of dogs kept in cages and handmade kennels.
That's when I got involved in animal rescue.
Ellie Smith is the founder of the Sky Sanctuary Rescue in Phoenix. She got a call last week about an emergency situation in the Northwest Valley. A family that was living in the desert on state land with 150 dogs was being forced to leave, and they needed help with their animals.
Honestly, the whole situation was sad, not just for the animals, but for the people too.
What you got there?
Puppies.
Arizona's family has learned the dogs and their owners had been living out here for almost a year, enduring the extreme heat and monsoon storms. Yet when animal rescue crews arrived, the dogs appeared to be in pretty good condition.
It was extremely surprising. When we arrived on scene, everybody was well fed, everybody was happy, everybody was social, which typically you have under-socialized, very scared animals, and that just wasn't the case, and that was a testament to how much these people cared.
You're very poised.
55 dogs were brought here to the Sky Sanctuary Rescue in North Phoenix to receive the medical care they need and hopefully be adopted out. The number of dogs that arrived is about 5 times more than what this rescue brings in at any one time. The rest of the animals from the desert compound were taken by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office to be adopted out as well.
That day was hard, but this is where the work starts. Now we have to get vetting for all of these animals. Now we have to find fosters for all of these animals. Now we have to have the supplies to take care of all of these animals until they get homes. Then we have to find adopters, and we need volunteers to come and spend time with them.
We're told many of the dogs do require some medical attention, but nothing that would prevent them from finding a forever home. The family that owned these dogs will not face any criminal charges and has reportedly found a new place to live. The hope now is their dogs will do the same.
We see people that neglect animals with all of the resources in the world. So to see people with nothing taking such good care of their animals, it was really heartbreaking.
If you're interested in helping the Sky Sanctuary Rescue find homes for these little guys and get them the medical care they need, we've got all the information for you. Just go to our website at azfamily.com.
Well, today I'm with Carlos, and this is your wife, Carlos?
Yes, my wife, Blanca.
Blanca?
Yes.
So thank you guys for meeting me. Your son reached out to me recently, a couple days ago. He said, hey, I would like for you to interview my family. We were the family that was out in the desert near Whitman of like August of last year,
yes,
when we had 150 dogs with us out in the desert. And now we find ourselves back in the city, but out in the street. Is that correct, Carlos? Sound correct?
Yes, it's correct. The thing is that the county came over and started looking at the place where we were at. We were at a desert, and there was no sign saying that you cannot be here. You're trespassing or anything, and they wanted us out there. So what they did, the state called the county sheriff so they can come over and take all our dogs out, because we had our dogs and they were well nourished, they were well fed, so there was nothing wrong with them, and they had to make me sign a document that I was willing to give him the dogs to them. So they gave me no choice, because they said they was gonna throw us out of the place, and we didn't had anywhere else to go, so we had to turn our dogs off.
So Carlos, it was you, your wife, your son, and your 2 daughters. Is that correct?
Correct.
How long had you been out there in the desert?
We was there almost a year until they asked us to leave, and they never bother us. There was a couple of persons that they went, just driving their four-wheelers and all that. Probably they didn't like us to see us there because they that place where me and my family were, they used it for target shooting, and there was a lot of garbage and a lot of furniture, old furniture, and a lot of broken bottles and a lot of glass. And then and they every time they wanted to go shooting, target shooting, so they couldn't do it because they saw us there, me and my family, in our tents. So they were furious, I guess. So they didn't like it, and so they started calling the state, and I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden the state came to us and told us that we needed to leave, and they saw that we had dogs with us, and they started calling the MCSO to have my dogs removed.
The sheriff's office.
Yeah, the sheriff's office.
Nos trataron muy mal.
So we had to move out of there, and they took our dogs, but they even lied saying that we was doing puppy mill or something.
Puppy mill where
Yeah.
you're breeding
Yeah,
puppies for
yeah,
sale.
exactly. And no, that was a lie because all those dogs were there. They came well to us since it's family, family stuff. So
How did you end up in the desert? You guys were here in Phoenix, and then the pandemic hit?
yes, when the COVID started, we started losing our jobs. So we couldn't just keep up with the rent. We was paying a house, buying a house, and we couldn't keep up with that. We had problems with the AC. We had problems, everything. All the bills started, accumulating. So we had to. They had to evict us. So we didn't have any choice but to go to the desert.
Okay. And the 150. How did you accumulate 150 dogs?
Between my daughters and my sons, they had puppies, and they had females, and they got pregnant, and they had more puppies, and they didn't want to give them up, so they want to keep them, as pets. But we managed to, have them all together. And out there in the desert, we had tents, we had shade for them. There was water because there was people close by in Surprise that gave us water, so we can eat, drink water, and even take bath over there in the desert. So that's how we were managing. But I don't know what happened with these people that didn't like us there. So they moved us out of there, and they said they placed us. They placed us. I don't know where. They placed us in the street. That's all. They got us out of there, and that's all they did.
The newscast did say the rescuers, the dog rescue people, they did say that the dogs were in great health. They weren't malnourished. They were well taken care of.
Yeah.
They were well behaved. They weren't mistreated. And they said they were surprised by that. And they were thankful to you and your family for taking care of the dogs so well. So that's a credit to you and your family that there was nothing bad happened to the dogs. On the contrary, you probably took better care of the dogs than you did of yourselves, so that's awesome. So I think that's really awesome to hear. Okay, so it sounds like you love the dogs, huh?
Yes, we love them a lot because they've been with us from generations.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've been with the family generations?
Yes. And that's why we kept them. And some of the we had before them. We had a lot of Chihuahuas, the applehead Chihuahuas, but they were fixed, and when they died, the time came when they died, and but we had left a few dogs there, female, and they got pregnant and started getting more dogs.
Okay. And when the sheriff went to remove you from the desert, you came back into the city, and somebody let you stay on their piece of land?
Yes. This person I know. I known him for a long time because we used to work as painters, and this he's an old boss of mine, and he let us come in and into his property. It's like where he keeps all these paint. It's a business, and he's got a warehouse in there where he keeps all this stuff and equipment, and he let us there for a little bit, some time. He said about 3 months, but I told him it's kind of hard to find a place where to stay right now, because we don't have any. I mean, right now the only income we have is my son that's struggling, to keep us, going. So it's hard to find right now a place where to rent or to go to, because all the places we've been, it's what you say is you have to communicate not with the homeowners, but you have to communicate with by the phone, or they give you by the internet. They give you a link. You fill out all the paperwork, and what they do, they steal all your money.
They're property management companies, right? It's not, you don't talk to the owner anymore.
Exactly.
You talk to a property management company, and they do everything online. So background check, credit check, everything's done online, and that puts a hindrance on people like you that might not have good credit or right. So the good thing is that your son is working, but it's just him, right? So you and your wife are retired.
Yes, we're on a fixed income.
Fixed income.
Yes, my wife says she's diabetic, and she's got all these complications because of the diabetic, and I got another complications too. So I cannot help my son keep going, keep working, and my other two daughters, they had to help us take care of the little few dogs we have that was left to us.
So you were able to keep a few dogs as pets?
Yes.
Out of 150?
Yes.
That must have been a tough choice, huh? Like who to keep out of 150?
It was, there was a lot of heartbreaking, my daughters cried, my wife, even me, but we had no choice.
And your son reached out because I asked him, like, what you're reaching out for help, what type of help he was asking. I was asking him, and he said, if somebody out there has like a piece of land we can stay on, just a place we can rent to stay for the time being. Is that correct?
Yes,
what type of help would be ideal for you?
I would say, that like my son said, that would be fine if somebody would give us a hand, to move in, like a piece of land or a rent house, where we can move, a place where we can stay. Because right now the owner, that my ex-boss, he wants us out of here by the first of this coming month.
It's in a couple days.
Yes.
It's in 2 more days. You guys have to be out of here, and you really have nowhere to go.
No.
So what's the plan? Just go out into the street, a park, a shelter?
I would like to see there's no shelter where they let you in with pets.
Right.
Yeah, so to go out on the streets, it's dangerous because it rains and the weather is not too good, to suitable for us or anybody. And to go out there back in the desert, it's gonna be really hard to do
Absolutely. Your son created a Cash App. I'll place it on the video description so that in case somebody out there wants to help with some food,
Yes.
a little bit of help financially, or if somebody has a piece of land or is renting out a home that these folks can afford.
Yes.
Again, I think you guys should be commended for being able to take care of 150 dogs. They were well fed. They were taken care of. It broke your heart to be separated from them, right? The state basically took them. The state took them, right?
Yes.
And
the state and a private shelter owner that it's in Scottsdale, I guess, but I don't have the address for that.
Yeah, they're trying to basically they want to help the dogs, right?
Yes.
Help them go to a home that's going to be able to take care of them and all that, right? So they weren't trying to break your heart. I think they were just trying to help the dogs, make sure that they had a home that's going to be able to take care of them. You guys did a good job of taking care of them, but they probably deserved a little bit more, right? So I'm going to post this video, and I'm hoping that people do reach out and assist as much as possible. So I'm going to say thank you very much, Carlos, Blanca, for letting me meet you, sharing your story, and so we can get the background as far as what happened out there in the desert, and where are you now, and basically just a little bit of help, right?
Yes. And I was going to say, if somebody could help me with, I don't know, a vehicle, or somebody wants to donate a vehicle, because the one I got is a pickup truck, and the transmission is not good, and I don't have any money to get it fixed. It runs a little, but when it gets hot, the gears won't kick in, so it's hard to drive the pickup truck.
Okay.
It's an old pickup truck. It's a 2001.
Okay, so I'm hoping that there's generous people out there that are able to assist you and your family, okay?
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you, Blanca. It was a pleasure meeting you both. Best of luck. We'll stay in contact, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.